And we're heading back out to Kenny Johnson at Jungle Reef Touch Aquarium, and he's taking things inside one of the exhibits. This time, he's with Waffles, a black-throated monitor, learning more about animal care and what goes into safe, up-close interactions. Kenny?
All right, we are here at Jungle Reef with John once again. John, we're talking animal care, and we are currently in the enclosure of one of the animals.
Correct. So this is Waffles. He's a black throat monitor. If you're really hot and uncomfortable, that means I'm happy because my animal's now happy. So when talking about animal care, you have to know what the animal's basic needs are. What is the substrate they need? What is the humidity, the temperature? If they're going to be indoors inside of a mall, then you have to mock the sun for them underneath UVB lighting.
Yeah.
Right? Ultraviolet rays that helps them break down calcium. Having this kind of knowledge is key into running a facility like this. And me doing this for 10 plus years and being around animals my whole life, it is my responsibility to make sure that every animal is happy and healthy and that the care is up to par.
All right, John, since we're inside of the home of Waffles, I would say, you know, people can actually do this. You bring people in here sometimes.
Yes, so this would be I would say a rare occasion, but a very interactive one where we hand select a few guests to come and pet our black throat monitor. He's full grown adult. A little bit on the heavy side, so we're going to watch his diet plan. But he is another example of a rescue. He came from a facility that somebody raised him up in an apartment complex, not suitable for him, and we went ahead and built this enclosure for him in mind. In fact, I'm the one that designed it, made sure that he had his spa right here to provide the humidity. He's got plenty of heat in here, and our boy's sitting fat, literally.
What other animals can people interact with here at Jungle Reef?
So I'd say the most popular interaction that a guest is going to have, and almost every guest, is our stingrays. They're cow-nosed stingrays. They flap like bats, and they're very friendly. So interactions, not only petting them, but also feeding them.
Feeding them.
Another example could be like our parakeet room.
Yeah.
157 parakeets. You give a little birdseed in your hand. Doesn't sound like it's an extraordinary experience. It totally is. People come in, they always leave by saying, stingrays and birds, my two favorite things that Jungle Reef has to offer.
And what does it mean to you that people can have these animal interactions with?
I think that's the core reason why we built Jungle Reef. It's one thing just to see an animal at the self-guided. You look at it, okay, sweet, move on. To have an actual encounter with an animal and to do it properly can change lives, and I actually truly believe that.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the cool things that we do here at Jungle Reef is we do offer sensory days with kids that struggle with autism, different other things. For sensory purposes, we turn down the lights. We try to make it as quiet as possible because there is a healing nature that animals offer that people can't. And so petting a stingray can do a lot for somebody, and that's kind of our goal, is when people come in here, have an experience that you're not going to have anywhere else.
Because I feel with these experiences, then, you know, kids or families, they kind of gain more of a respect for animals then.
Yes, 100%. And knowing the proper way to do so, knowing how to deal with an animal. One of the fun tricks I teach my little friends that come in here, all my little guests, is I teach them to breathe through their nose. I said it immediately calms your heart rate, and then whenever you're approaching an animal, if you're breathing through your nose, the animal knows that you're not going to be intense with them. You can come right up and say, hey, Waffles, how you doing? And as long as I'm confident in what I'm doing, but not fast and not aggressive, he's not going to respond in a way that acts as aggressive either. And that can apply to almost every animal. Calm yourself down, be confident, but let the animal know that you're not there to hurt them for sure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, one more time, John, where can people find you here at Jungle Reef?
So we're located at Chapel Hills Mall. The easiest way to say it is park at Dick's Sporting Goods, go into the entrance on the left. We are right across inside the mall across from Dick's Sporting Goods.
Excellent. I can't wait to see what you have left for us in store here right inside of the aquarium. This is so cool.
It's affordable family fun at its finest. Still one more segment to go, but this segment has been sponsored by Jungle Reef Touch Aquarium.